Okay, well, welcome everyone. I have a feeling most of you know Dr. Bill Sears, but I cannot start without doing his bio because I'm sure this recording will be shared and some of you here may not have ever met Dr. Bill Sears. So he's become a dear friend of mine. He's a dear friend of Kristen Schultz, and we just love and appreciate him so much and giving of his time and his energy and of course his expertise. So here we go. And again, if you're not muted, but I think everyone is, if someone comes in, I hope somebody will catch it and mute it. So we'll have a clean copy of this. I'm very excited. And I'm excited everyone who showed up and is here tonight. My name is Mimi Blankenship. It's not Kurt Beavers, but I'm using his Zoom. We're using his Zoom. And this is Kristen Schultz, and she and I are co-hosting this Zoom tonight with Dr. Bill Sears, and he is an expert on making health simple. As many of you know, Dr. Sears has been advising parents on how to raise healthier families for over 45 years. And as a father of 8 children, he and his wife Martha have written over 45 books on countless and countless articles that have been in parenting magazines on childcare, nutrition, and healthy aging. He's the co-founder of the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute for training health coaches, and he runs the health and parenting website Ask Dr. Sears, AskDrSears.com. It's a great reference. He serves as a health consultant for magazines, TV, radio, and other media, and his website is one of the most popular health and parenting sites there is. He's appeared on over 100 television programs, including 2020, Good Morning America, Oprah, Today, The View, and Dr. Phil, and he was featured on the cover of Time magazine back in May of 2012. He's noted for his science made simple and fun approach to family health. So welcome, Dr. Bill.
Thank you for that very kind introduction, Mimi. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Oh, thank you. We are, again, so excited to have you. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to start sharing a screen here. Just one second here. Make sure we're back to where we want to start. Okay. What's Zoom doing for me here? Okay, this looks like something we don't need. All right, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine, Mimi.
Okay. So here we're going to get started. And again, this is called Dr. Bill's Top 5 Back to School Health Tips. So here we go. Dr. Sears, how do we send our kids back to school and with a healthy immune system? And give us some tips on that.
Yeah, I'm glad we opened with the immune system, Mimi, because that's very important. Now, this is a back to school time, but it's also for all you adults, because we're all kids at heart. So this is a lot of stuff for you all too. Now we're going to start with preloading the immune system army. We're going to use the term preloading a lot because that's what school's all about. Preload means to prepare and equip your children for the tools to succeed in life. We're going to then talk about Brainy Breakfast. We're going to talk about how movement helps you learn better. Don't worry, be happy, stress management techniques, and we're going to wind up with sleep better and learn better. So I'm glad we started with the immune system.
Oh, that's great. We're all interested in the immune system.
The immune system. Okay. Now, the immune system is my favorite subject in the office to talk about because right now, children are fearful. The fear factor the fear factor is permeating their brains. They're just confused. So I sit down with my patients and my own kids and grandkids, and I say, okay, kids, don't worry. Because inside of you, you have a giant army. It's called the Immune System Army, or ISA. And your brain is the CPO, the Chief Preload Officer of your immune system army. So let's follow this army. So just imagine you have trillions of troops. And my favorite troop is called the NK cell, natural killer cell it's called, or for the young kids, I call them nice knockout cells. Now picture you have trillions of those, and they go through all of your body in search and destroy missions. And when they find a germ that doesn't belong in your body, they glom onto it and fire a biochemical dart into the germ, just like the NK cell is doing right there, and blow it up. And then another army comes along called macrophages. It's called big eaters, macrophages, and they eat up all the leftovers and clean up your body. Now, this is going on in you right now, and all of our viewers. So the question then, the kids will think, well, gosh, I love my army inside. And I say, okay, I want you to focus more on your army inside, which you can control, than all the stuff outside, which you can control. And they say, well, Dr. Bill, how do I control it? Well, here's how you do it. First of all, you believe in your army. This is the greatest mystery in medicine, that optimists heal better and have a better immune system than pessimists. And what we think happens is the brain sends biochemical text messages to all the NK cells that says, I believe in you, now go fight for me. Also, you want to feed them well. When you feed troops better, they fight better for you. You need to give them science-based supplements. You need to move them more. Troops don't sit, they move and train. And finally, you need to rest them and they'll fight better for you. So this is a quick trip around your immune system that you can sit down and talk to your kids about, because it equips them with something positive that they can dwell on.
Oh, that makes sense.
Brainy Breakfast.
Will you talk to us about your top nutritional tip for back to school?
Okay. It begins, Kristen, with Brainy Breakfast. Feed your kids and yourself a brainy breakfast. And I call it School Aid, my School Aid smoothie. This is a picture of it, right before I put it in the blender. That little thing on top is a fig. Yeah, I love figs because I have a sweet tooth, and there's a figgy paste I make it. And so you notice it's very colorful. Dr. Mom, my favorite immunologist, said, put more color on your plate. Well, put more color in your blender. And we got smart fats, smart proteins, smart carbs, awesome antioxidants, so color. And if you want to see my smoothie recipes, just go to our website and you'll notice, this is my Juice Plus smoothie that I start the day with 5 days a week. I put the chocolate or vanilla protein powder in there, which I love. So that's how I begin the day with my Brainy Breakfast, Kristen.
And what are the ingredients of a Brainy Breakfast?
Well, first of all, you want to preload the brain to learn. And what's interesting is that protein perks up the brain, fiber-filled carbs steady the blood sugar, as we're going to learn later. The more balanced your blood sugar, the balanced your brain. Smart fats, not dumb fats, smart fats, fill-up foods, and antioxidants, the colorful foods.
So in this next picture, we've got a little boy with a bunch of sugary cereal, which we know is not a
oh, that little kid in the sugary cereal. Hey, kid, you don't belong there. Oh, it's not only sugary, but artificial coloring. Now, what's that? See, I'm a show me the science type of doctor, Kristen and Mimi. And I want to guarantee to our viewers that everything you hear tonight is based upon my now 50 years in pediatric practice, in medical practice, and in surrounding myself with top nutritionists, and I pour through journals all day long. And first of all, what I found is people who begin the day with the Brainy Breakfast, first of all, they learn better because the brain, above all every other organ, is most affected by nutrition. Secondly, they eat healthier the rest of the day. This is fantastic. They found that if you start the day with a Brainy Breakfast, you tend to eat much more healthier the rest of the day. And what we think happens is the brain says, oh, like the food you gave me, I'm going to prompt you to eat like that the rest of the day. Fewer Ds, ADD, ADHD, less anxiety and depression, and fewer sick days. And that's what we parents all want. We want our children to learn better and keep healthier.
Talk to us a little bit more about why sugar is on the naughty list.
The naughty list. Okay. Now, if you were to ask me, what are the two top naughty words? I would say sugar spikes. Avoid sugar spikes. And the reason is the brain likes a steady supply of sugar, not a spiky supply. And when we spike, the brain goes up and down and up and down. You get hyped up and then you crash. We don't want that when we're sending a child to school. And so next you'll see the two illustration of on the next slide, the how this happens. Now there is George. George is a spiker. And we draw blood from George and we see the sugar spikes in his bloodstream and we see a foggy brain. And notice Gracie the grazer, steady blood sugar and steady brain. So balance your blood sugar, balance your brain.
Talk to us a little bit more about this balance in blood sugars and how it's so important for our brain.
Yes. Well, I like to, the kids, when I teach children, I love the feedback that makes sense. So I try to teach so the brain says, that makes sense. So follow me closely. All right. The brain is mostly fat, 60% fat. So you all are fatheads. I'm a fathead. We're teaching little fatheads in school. Now, what is it about fat that disintegrates? Why are brain illnesses, for the first time in history, more common and severe than heart illnesses? The brain is now sicker than the heart. It's because fat oxidizes. That's the term for turning rancid. You ever left a piece of fresh fish out overnight, smell it in the morning, it stinks? The medical term for stinks is oxidation. Therefore, what the brain needs to balance the oxidation is more antioxidants. And what are antioxidants? Fruits, berries, veggies, and omegas. So that's why my favorite supplement, Mimi and Kristen, is what I call the quad. The fruit, berry, veggie, and omega supplement from Juice Plus. Those are the essentials for brain health. And the reason is, I say to the kids, if you don't eat it, but you need it, you must take it. And that's why I love the quad.
Oh, I love that. We love it too, every day. So this slide is about smart school lunches, and these are some things we've listed or you've listed out. Talk to us a little bit about smart school lunches.
Well, lunches, first, protein, fat, and fiber-filled carbs again. You'll notice that. One of my favorite, actually, is a hard-boiled egg. Wow. And then a trail mix. Take your kids to the supermarket, let them pick out their favorite nuts, go nuts. I give them a little guacamole or hummus in a little container, full-fat organic yogurt, homemade muffins. Kids like homemade little cherry tomatoes. And then next, here's my little Sears family protein balls. Here's a little, I still remember we made these for our kids. And again, they have fiber-filled carbs, fat, they have good protein, and we would call them soccer balls. And we said, bye, honey, have a good time at school, eat your soccer balls. And sometimes when you make nutrition fun and they're opening their bag and before they trade, and kids do that, naughty, they trade their good stuff and not so good stuff. They're going to say, oh, I better not trade my soccer balls. That's not cool. So soccer balls.
Now we're moving on to another pillar of good health, and that's movement. And I know you feel very strongly about why this is so important for kids of all ages.
I sure do, Kristen. So again, imagine you're coming into my office and you say to me, Dr. Bill, I want a prescription. I want you to write me a prescription for the best medicine that will help my whole body and brain work better, keep me healthier, let me live longer, keep me happier. Give me that prescription. And I write down on my prescription pad, move more. And that surprises them. Move more for two big reasons. Now, this slide, what you're about to hear, won the Nobel Prize. So follow me closely in that slide. Notice the blood, a big principle of medicine is every organ of your body is only as healthy as the blood flow to it. Better blood flow, better brain, better learning. And the brain uses 20% of all the blood that comes from your heart. So better blood flow, better brain. And when you move, the blood flows faster. That was simple. Now there we have Sammy the sitter. Okay, now notice Sammy the sitter sits too much, eats too much sticky stuff. You put sticky stuff in your mouth and notice the medicine bottle's there. And that's what won the Nobel Prize, the discovery of trillions of medicine bottles that line your artery, and they fill your bloodstream with medicines all day long. 23 different medicines they've found so far. Medicines that lower the highs, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high blood cholesterol. Medicines that raise the lows, antidepressants, mood mellowers, and antipsychotics, and all the anti-inflammatories, all those antis. But the medicines you make are better than the medicines you take because they come out at the right time, right dose, custom made just for you. However, Sam the sitter's pharmacy is closed. Mandy the mover did everything her mom told her. Eat more fruits, veggies, healthy seafood, take the right supplements, and go outside and play and move. Go outside and play. And so notice, better blood flow. The blood flows faster over the medicine bottles, creating a shear force again. That's what won the Nobel Prize, and flooding your bloodstream with those beautiful medicines. So if you want to see a riveting video on when I take you into your body in animation, just go to askdrsears.com and put in the search bar endothelial pharmacy. And this actually won the Telly Award back in 2011 for one of the most educational videos to motivate people to move. So enjoy it. A little bit of humor. It gets kids' attention. No child left on their behind. I hope you got it. Good.
Tell us about the Naperville study.
Yes, Naperville, Illinois. Wonderful little town. I've given 2 talks there already. Now, Naperville school system, terrific school system. They were smart. And they realized that they had a whole lot of children in the Naperville school system who were on medications for the highs, the lows, to help them learn. They were missing school because they were sick a lot, and they just weren't learning well. So they did an experiment. They had the kids who were not doing well come to school a half hour early. They called it 0 period, and run around the schoolyard. And then they followed these kids the rest of the year to see what happened. Their grades improved, the usage of medication decreased markedly, and their moods improved because movement is like Miracle Grow for the brain. And that's when they took recess out of school, the Ritalin dosage went up. So move better, learn better, behave better. And I remember my fourth grade teacher, Ursula. Ursula was the name, and Miss Ursula. Ursula means little bear. Little bear had my number because I had ADHD before it was invented. And so every day at 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock, little bear would say, Billy, you're staring out the window again, because I want to be out the window. You're staring out the window, go out and run around the schoolyard 3 times, come back and sit still. That was my medicine, work like a charm. So get your kids moving. Now, another thing movement does is right now, if you were to come into my office and say, okay, Bill, what is the most important thing to teach my children and myself for going back to school? I would say have a healthy immune system would be number one. Movement mobilizes your immune system army. And medically, it's called demarginating. When you sit still, like Sammy the sitter there, your white blood cells, your fighters, your army fighters, they just kind of sit around on the blood vessel and stagnate too. But when you move, it's like you're picking your army up out of the foxholes and say, go out there and fight for me. It's called demarginating. So again, you're running, having fun with your with some friends tomorrow out on a walk and say, oh, it feels so good to be mobilizing my immune system. I'm demarginating my white blood cells. I'm making my own medicines. Now you better explain what you mean, but that's what goes on, Kristen, in move more, sit less.
I love it. I'm going to try that, Dr. Bill. This slide, screen time. So tell us why, obviously it's part of most students' lives, but how can we eliminate long periods of staring at a screen? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Mimi, this is one thing that everyone agrees on, every pediatrician, every parent, but it's one of the hardest things we've had to implement. Kids are exercising their thumbs. Okay. Now, what I tell parents, to have a rule in your house, playtime before screen time, playtime before screen time. And we're going to talk about sleep later. But 2 things to remember is do not allow screens into a child under 14's bedroom. Screens of no type. Secondly, screens are turned off an hour before bedtime because you don't want to fill your brain with artificial light when you're going to sleep. So try to screen out as much as you possibly can. Go outside and play.
Good tip. Good tip. All right. And here we are with some more about Juice Plus. So we know this research is so important. And I know you're a big supporter of the Family Healthy Starts program. What makes you so excited about this program?
Well, Mimi, I've had the privilege of being a medical advisor to the Juice Plus company now for 25 years. Greatest company of integrity I've had the honor to work with. And my favorite in the company is what's called the Family Health Study. Wow. Where they've taken now over 1 million families, 1 million children. And we also call it the Kids Eat Free program, because if the adult takes Juice Plus, then the kids can eat free from 4 years of age to even through college. And what I like about the research is we know fruits and vegetables help the brain and the body and the immune system. So let's find out what it does to these kids. And they found out 60% were missing less school, almost 60% taking fewer prescription drugs. Most were drinking more water. They had fewer doctor visits. They were consuming more healthy foods and less junk foods, because it's like the berries and veggies and fruits and omegas. Wow, It's like it says to the brain, this is what we should eat. And so I'm going to prompt you to eat those foods off your plate and out of your blender too. See, so that's what the research in the Healthy Starts program showed. And I invite our newcomers to, for a couple of things for the newcomers, join our club, the Juice Plus Health Club. We're a personal growth club. We help you grow medically, better health. We help you grow socially, help you grow financially. So talk to the people who invited you and to see how you would enroll or have your family members enroll in the family health study.
Well, this is the supplement, whole food supplement, plant powders in a capsule our family chooses too. So, and I'd love to know why you choose it for your family.
Well, I take it because it has good science and it makes good sense. And plus 25 years ago, my wife, my nurse, we doctors marry nurses because we live longer. My nurse did the research and she said, Bill, just take it. Yes, dear. But I needed to research. And here was my philosophy, Amy, and it's what I say to parents in my office when they say, well, Dr. Bill, I'm full of supplement confusion. What should I take? And here's how I work them through it. Show me the necessity. Okay, do you eat 10 fistfuls of fruits and vegetables? Big fist, little fist, all ages. Well, no, I don't eat that much. Then you need to take a fruit, veggie, and berry supplement. Oh, that makes sense. Do you eat 2 fistfuls of wild salmon every week? I don't like fish, or I'm a vegan. Okay, then you need to take an omega DHA EPA supplement, which is the omega blend. It's a vegan source. It's made from sea plants. That's where the fish get theirs. So again, if you don't eat it but need it, you must take it. Show me it makes sense. And then finally, show me the science. Wow. 46 studies and counting. And Mimi, my favorite is what I call the bioavailability study, because it's not what you put into your mouth that matters. It's how much of the nutrients you put in your mouth that get absorbed through your gut that makes a difference. And so what I found of the bioavailability studies in Juice Plus, they drew blood from Juice Plus eaters and found that what's in the capsules are in their bloodstream. The nutrients get in. That's what you want to look for in selecting any supplement, bioavailability.
You certainly made that simple to understand. Thank you.
So we have another pillar of health that I know you feel strongly about, and that's good sleep. And statistically, our kids are sleep deprived. So talk to us about why sleep is so important and what we can do to improve sleep.
Oh, Krista, I'm so glad we're talking about that, because one of the things I hear from my parents is they're college students. They're staying up all night to cram for an exam. And cramming for an exam reminds me of one of my favorite favorite movies, Dumb and Dumber. Because here's what goes on at night. In a nutshell, sleep is like your body's dishwasher, your body's detox. You put a dirty dish into the dishwasher before you go to bed. You take a clean dish out in the morning. That's what's going on in your body. Now, a night shift, and this is fabulous, a night shift, an immune system night shift appears into your brain at night as soon as you drift off to sleep. And it's called the lymphatic system. The first part of it is called glia cells. Glia cells are immune system cells. We call them the garbage collectors of the brain. And they come out in number and increasing number and garbage collecting. And they collect all the stuff that you don't want to store during the day. The brain is what's called a hypermetabolizer. So it cleans up all the metabolic waste products. Also, it allows you to store what you want to store and trash what you don't want to keep. So the garbage trucks come by and collect the garbage. Now, where do they put it? The next thing that happens, fantastic. The vessels called the lymphatic system in your brain widen. So you have more garbage trucks to dump more garbage into more rivers, and you flush it out. That's what's going in your brain at night. And that's why sometimes, that term, I'll sleep on it, is right. So oftentimes you'll go to bed with a problem, wake up with the solution. It's because your brain was in detox during the night. So to sleep well, first of all, move more during the day, sleep better at night. Secondly, lights out, because the brighter your night life, the worse your sleep, the shorter your sleep life. So lights out, dimming the lights a couple hours before bedtime. We put dimmer switches all over our house. And then no screens an hour before bedtime. And then dimmer switches in your bedroom. And then have some type of phrase that you use to drift off to sleep. Drift off to sleep. It could be an attitude of gratitude. Could be, thank you. What I do, thank you for my wife, 56 years. Thank you for my life, 82 years. Thank you for my health, cancer survivor. Thank you for my wealth, 8 kids. Thank you for my MD. Please make it my ministry. And I drift off to sleep. Do the same thing when you wake up. And then drink up when you wake up, because the brain is dehydrated during the night. The brain likes a lot of water. So I have a little jug of water in my right next to my bed. Drink up when you wake up, because you want to hydrate your brain to help you recover from the night sleep and get going the next day.
Powerful tips. So this is important too, and you've recommended that kids are giving themselves positive affirmation to reduce stress. Can you talk to us more about this?
Yes, I learned this from a smart mom in my practice, and we call it the I am technique. And we have them paste this on the window, on the mirror, and you're brushing your teeth. And you want to focus on things you like about yourself, not the junk during the day. I am smart, I am pretty, I am a good soccer player, I am funny, I am kind. So that's the last thing you see before going to sleep, and the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning.
Wonderful.
And so stress, we can't overlook it. We all have it, right? Students, parents, grandparents, everyone. So talk to us a little bit about stress management and how we can help our students out.
Sure, and maybe, well, I think this will be a good way to close, because, and this is what I want everyone to hear right now. I want you to file away the whole key to stress management in one sentence: where attention flows, brain tissue grows. Where attention flows, brain tissue grows. And that means if we think more positive thoughts, happy thoughts, I am pretty, I'm healthy, I'm a good soccer, I am. We all have, no matter how life sucks, we all have a few things to be thankful for. If we dwell more on those, then we grow our happy center in our brain. You notice the blue arrow there. The blue arrow is the arrow of a positive person, an optimist. And there's more brain traffic, more where attention flows into the happy center of the brain, and the brain happy center grows. And sad center shrinks. So where attention flows, brain tissue grows. So when a toxic thought, when a toxic thought comes into your mind, trash it real fast, because the more you dwell on it, the more your sad center is growing. So where attention flows, brain tissue grows.
Wow, that's very helpful tip too. Well, we are so grateful to you for tonight, and we want everyone to have a healthy and a happy school year. Maybe take some of these tips and implement them in your life and your family. And we know that our Juice Plus community is so fond of helping people no matter where they are on their journey. So if you heard something here that resonated with you, get with the person who is invited you tonight or shared the video with you. We love to talk to you about how Juice Plus could become part of your routine and these tips, how you can implement these tips to help your family. So thank you, Dr. Bill, for your time, your energy, your expertise. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you all too. Welcome to the Juice Plus family.
Thank you, Dr. Bill. That was
Thank you.
Thank you. Always good
Thank
to
you,
hear.
Dr. Bill.
much.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
great.
Thank you, Dr.
So
Bill.
great. Thank you. Oh, that was wonderful.
God bless you.
Thanks,
Dr. Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Everyone have a good
Thanks,
night.
Daddy. Love you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you so much for your